In this Webflow tutorial, I'll teach you how to create a simple before and after slider like you're seeing on the screen in Webflow. This is actually super easy, barely an inconvenient. Let's go ahead and jump into Webflow. So once we're in Webflow, we'll go ahead and start it off with adding a div block, surprise, surprise. And we're gonna give this div block a name of B, that's B-E-E-R dash slider, hit enter. And we wanna go ahead and just add an image inside this div block. And we'll give this a class, doesn't really matter, I'll just call it b-image, and I'll go ahead and choose an image of this computer. And we want to go ahead and give it a width of 100%. We'll leave the height as auto. What I personally do is I go ahead and hit more size options right here, and I change the ratio to something applicable. In my case, it might be widescreen 16:9. Obviously, the image is now stretched, so I'll change the fit to cover. The next step is I want to go ahead and add another div block inside the B slider. I'll go ahead and add that. And I want to give it the class of b-reveal right here. And once that's done, go ahead and add another image and use the exact same class I created before, b-image. I can go ahead and choose my secondary image, which is this image right here. And just keep in mind, because we're sharing the same class, it's going to be the exact same aspect ratio, so nothing's going to break. The top image right here is the before image, and the bottom image is the after image. Once that's done, all we need to do is head over to the page settings right here, and we'll go ahead and hit edit page settings, scroll all the way down to the body tag. Obviously, if you're using this slider in multiple pages, you want to put this code in the site setting and not the page setting. I've already made a tutorial on this, but we're gonna go ahead and paste in our custom code. And essentially, this is gonna use a plugin called B Slider. So that's why the code was named like B-reveal, B-slider. And that's it. So once that's done, we can go ahead and hit save, go ahead and publish the site, and that's literally it. So you can see on my website, we have a before and after slider, super, super easy. And obviously, if you understand the box model, which I've already made a class on, you can go ahead and resize this slider to whatever you want. One extra bonus tip is if I just refresh the page, you will notice that the slider starts directly in the middle, which is 50%. If I go back into that custom code right here, you'll notice it says start 50. So if you want to change that number, you can by just changing it to, let's say, for example, 25. We'll go ahead and save, and we'll republish the site, and we'll go ahead and refresh the page, and you'll notice this now starts at 25 points right here. Just a super, super bonus tip, because I'm trying to store this video for AdSense money, JK, LOL. We can go ahead and actually select that B slider div block, hit settings, and we can also add a custom attribute right here with the name data start, and we can go ahead and give this a unique value. So in this case, I might put 75. That's exactly what I just showed you in changing that custom code, except we're using attributes. So if I refresh the page, you'll notice it's starting at 75. So you might want to use this. So you might want to use this custom attribute in order to really target each of the components rather than using a global code. Just a super bonus tip for those Webflow experts out there. My name is Derek Su. I'm a Webflow developer and web designer based in Sydney, Australia. I've made tons of free Webflow tutorials, so check it out on my YouTube channel. I also have a paid Webflow course. Check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.